Hey, yo, listen, hey, y'all. So I don't know if y'all ever heard of an anime called Evangelion. Evangelion is a very popular anime. I'm pretty sure y'all have heard of this. I finished this anime about a month ago, before the hurricane, or possibly just after the hurricane. So listen, listen. The clusterfuck that shit did to my mental was insane. I ain't gonna lie, we gonna react to some videos to get a better understanding of the whole entire anime. Because even still, months later, this shit just got me more infatuated with the anime and how the author's thought process was. And believe me, I do know that there's multiple um, versions to Evangelion, and I do know there are multiple endings as well. So I know all of these things. I want to find out the endings on my own. I don't really want to see it in this video, but it could come. I could come across it, and I wouldn't be too mad. So we're gonna experience this together. If y'all never watched Evangelion, I advise y'all, please do. It's one of the best animes that you can actually watch, and the ending will leave you in awe. Do not own any copyright to this, bro. Please don't take down this video.
After episode 24, Seeley and Shinji's father,
I'm sorry.
Gendo Akari, both set the project known as human instrumentality into motion, a process that will meld all human beings into a single shared consciousness, but both have different goals.
That is the only thing I can remember from the ending. And it's just because she reminded me of that. The whole thing was just like, what?
TV show ending, episode 25 and 26, we see Shinji undergoing the instrumentality process. The TV series is far less interested overall in the hows of the apocalypse than the emotional stakes that event represents for the cast. The movie ending, the end of Evangelion, has a more detailed depiction to Nerve headquarters and kills most of its personnel.
What the fuck? Hey. The author that made this was in his fucking bag. I love animes that are like this, like Tomodachi Games, Death Note. It has that little suspense and thriller that to it. Obviously, you know what happened in Death Note, and I'm pretty sure if y'all watch or read Tomodachi Games, you know what happened at the end. So, but it's not as mysterious as this. This shit is like, whoa, my nigga, hold up, time out. What?
Fatally wounded Masato tells Shinji that angels and the human race are all descendants of Lilith. Each angel is a different version of what humanity could have evolved into. This means, like the angels, humanity is also trying to reunite with Lilith in the basement in order to ascend into a new form. That's instrumentality.
Bro, so you see Lilith, you see the spear of Lilith that Rey had to use in order to kill this one angel from so far away, because the angel couldn't be beaten with any other artillery that they had in the background, or how they defeated this other animal. I said animal. This other angel that was shaped like a pyramid. They couldn't use all that electricity throughout the city or the world or whatever the fuck. Like, they couldn't use it to defeat that angel because it was so far away. So they had to use the spear of Lilith, the spear of Lilith, to stab him or stab them, go through them, and then from that point on, Lilith was basically like kind of free, but she was like, he or she was still like hung up. I remember that. But boy, okay, I got processed all this information within 2 minutes. It's 7 minutes left. This hoe is fire. Okay.
Masato begs Shinji to stop this from happening, but Ava-01 is unable to move. Asuka is gruesomely taken out by a series of artificial Avas powered using Kaoru's DNA, the same as Rey's dummy plug. Meanwhile, down in the basement, Rey absorbs the embryo of Adam, the creature created by the first ancestral race that Seeley dug out of Antarctica, but rejects Gendo as the leader of the apocalypse. Instead, because she's a clone made of Yui's DNA and Lilith's, she's able to meld with Lilith and becomes a giant. Sees a vision of Yui. She, alongside Kaoru and Rey, berate him for his abandonment and abuse of Shinji before Yui, whose soul still inhabits humanity melts together into a sea of LCL. That's the stuff pilots float in when they're piloting the Evas. Shinji realizes that his own self-hatred has warped his relationships with others. Part of this journey involves traveling to a literal blank page, symbolizing complete and utter freedom of self-definition. But this is a lot to absorb, especially if you're a teen. So then we see this scene that looks like something from a slice of life anime. Shinji is a normal high school kid having fun, messing around with the gang. Its purpose in the moment is to snap Shinji out of a sense of being trapped, showing him what his life can be like. While perhaps a slight exaggeration, it illustrates for him that he can change his own perceptions, and thus himself. In End of Evangelion, however, Shinji rejects the concept of growth, and this ending is the dark yin to the anime.
Fucking course. Okay, so expect to see some real gruesome shit. Oh man. Whoa, okay. Okay, hold on. I'm not a dickhead. I know the breakdown was like basically the breaking down of the anime. Like, I knew that was supposed to represent his mental state and how much further he's going deeper into it, or whatever the case may be. I already knew that what that was, but to see it for one, to hear it for one, that shit hits different. Okay? Second thing is, you see how much stress and you see how really fucked up this anime is. Asuka dies like, damn, like, her death was gruesome. She got fucked up by a whole bunch of, dang. Alright. And then Ray, this big ass blob, basically.
Warped versions of scenes with Misato and Asuka, then the TV ending helped him to understand his pain. Here it only intensifies his misogynistic disgust as he is closed off from understanding their actions and sees their words only as attacks. We even see Gendo parroting the same words about fear of others in his dying moments, creating an ugly glimpse of the man this Shinji will likely become: bitter, abusive, and obsessed. He conjures a mental image of Asuka, who tells him harsh truth. Distance is worthwhile, which was explored and affirmed in the TV series finale. He now receives no answer. Shinji is visited by the spirits of Rei and Kaoru, who represent hope and love within. Because he could not face himself, it's doomed to end in failure. Pointedly lingers on the pair's hands, close enough to touch, and yet worlds apart. So while the TV series has an ambiguous and hopeful ending, some argue that the movie contradicts that. Despite saying that he wanted to try once again to connect with others, Shinji's first act on seeing Asuka is to try and strangle her.
What the fuck?
Nothing, but then, perhaps, the slightest glimmer of hope? He stops when Asuka reaches out to touch him, but even then, he cannot reciprocate. Instead, he returns to a state of paralysis, his depression and self-loathing consuming him. It is a bleak outcome.
Okay. Okay. But the thing is, I understand this ending more than the other one. Like, when I'm saying I understand it, I'm not saying I understand, what he's doing isn't wrong or anything like that. I'm saying it's much simpler to, like, grasp everything that's going on. The positive ending, it's a whole bunch of shit, and it's like, this and that, blah, blah, blah. All you gotta do is just basically, and even still, I can't wrap my mind around it, but I can wrap my mind around this, because it's much more vulgar, and it's more, like more aggressive. The point comes across much more. He basically rejects the fate of what's in front of him, and it's, damn, bro. And that nigga still fucked up by his mental. His mental was fucking him up this much. He almost killed Asuka. Bro, what the why? Bro, she literally said, you did not want to listen to me. You didn't want to take care of my problems. You didn't want to help me with my problems. Nothing like that. This nigga first decision in mind is to not say, go minasai. Them niggas said, the nigga decided to choke her out. Come on, bro. That nigga took it. He is tripping.
Now that we've discussed the two endings' meanings, you may be asking yourself, why are there two endings? As if they weren't both individually confusing enough, why were two created? Hideaki Anno reportedly struggles with depression, and while the series was under production...
Damn, my boy. Shit.
He was given a book on psychology. Anno told reporters that the psychological illness book shocked him, and quote, "I finally found what I needed to say." The TV ending carries a sense of hopefulness, the possibility of recovery. But it was met with legendary vehemence from fans. Anno and the studio received death threats over the TV finale, and many argue this is the end of the world, prevents human understanding, and dooms Shinji to make the same mistakes over and over again, rather than successfully grow. People relate to one ending over the other. Some find the original ending nonsensical and absurd. Others believe it's an enlightening masterpiece. The end of Evangelion can be disturbing and disgusting to some, while others think it shows that existence is arduous, but even the smallest moments of happiness make it worth fighting for. Maybe Hideaki Anno is the only one who will really know. Hell.
Yo, alright, so I came in to this video thinking that I don't understand more. I think that just made me more confused. Nah, for real, shout out to that shorty. She did her thing, trying to break everything down, trying to put it into best words that she can possibly do. Even still, she was confused. So I'm just glad it's not just me. Obviously, this is one of the few stories that's like, huh? Bro. Okay, so before I talk about the other anime, but I do like it. I love this. It's very different. It's insanely different. And I like the direction that the author was going. It sucks that he was battling through depression. A lot of people battle through depression throughout their life. This anime is a mental fuck. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I'm glad. He said the history of, bro, Asuka death, bro. I feel like her. I don't even know what to say, bro. I fuck with Asuka, bro. I hate animes like this. You make a raw ass character and then you like kill the nigga off. Why? Like, I hate that shit, bro. I know you do it to like, oh, we gotta give the main character like story development. Man, fuck you niggas. I don't care. I'm playing. I understand sometimes, but other times not so much. Like for this one, bro, she's a fucking kid. I know kids pass away in real life. I understand, but bro, like, to that magnitude, that's not crazy. But come on, like.
だからもう少し寝かせて。何を泣いてんの？もうさっさと起きなさいよ。
Sorry, that's your fault. This nigga under his like that's another thing about anime I don't like, bro. But it's all love though. Okay, so the other anime that that really my head up. Is it Bluebird? No, it's not Bluebird. It's like, oh shit, I typed that bitch completely wrong. Blue Box? Is it Blue Blocks? Blue Block? No, this is another raw anime that y'all should watch. Perfect Blue. There we go. This, boy, I kid you not. Till this fucking day, I don't understand how this shit ended. It was a part in this movie that I could not get through. Even if it was like fake, I skipped over it because I was so uncomfortable. I had to get up and just walk away.
A man obsessed with duality.
I guess I'll watch this nigga.
Satoshi Kon is a man obsessed with duality. You can see it in his truth-crossed, hysteria-ridden world of paranoia agents, in the mishmash of dreamscape and waking existence of Paprika, or even in the struggle of fiction versus reality in his original manga opus. He's always seemed like a creator intensely focused on exploring what it is to exist in two separate states of being. And my personal favourite example of this is in his 1997 debut film Perfect Blue, a nightmarish look at the duality that exists between the person and the avatar. We are obsessed with our avatars. the representation of ourselves that exist purely online.
This is scaring me. I ain't gonna lie. I'm about to fuck off. I don't know why, but this guy has like an eerie feeling to me, bro. It's eerie. I don't like that, dog.
Following this channel for any length of time, you might have the distinct sense that you know me. And you do. That is to say, you know the fictional, highly scripted, highly edited character that the actual person behind this channel uses to voice his ideals. I'm not even really speaking to you right now. I am reading text off a Word document into a microphone.
Oh, my nigga, you certified. And you about to edit
Not
this
real. What you're hearing right now is an avatar. Billions of others. And the question Perfect Blue asks is, what happens when we lose control of our avatars? When they become an entity in and of themselves, and they start shaping who we are.
Oh, wait, bro. Oh, this nigga. Bro. I ain't gonna lie. Dog. This actually just got me excited as hell. Like, bro, this movie is so good. Like, y'all know how when niggas be talking about LeBron, they be saying how good he is and all that shit. Bro, I'm talking about this movie is amazing, bro. Whew. Oh my goodness. Okay.
From the opening moments of Perfect Blue, it's obvious that, like a lot of Khan's work, it's drawing little to no inspiration from the standard concept of anime at the time. The distinctly bold, highly stylized aesthetic features of 90s anime are nowhere to be seen here. Instead, Perfect Blue renders its characters with a more pulled back, realistic quality. And there's even several shots that seem to toy with this concept. Very few people in Perfect Blue's world are meant to be attractive or stylized.
Yeah.
Most of them just look like regular people. And the ones that don't, the ones who stand out as being beautiful, are those with professions like actor and pop idol. Which means that the world Perfect Blue presents to us feels real. Not all that different from our own, meaning that when terrible things start to happen, it's harder to distance yourself from it. It's not a struggle of heroes and villains, but a conflict of attacker and victim. At the center of this world is Mima Kirigoe, a young idol singer and part of the group Cham, who, in the opening scene, announces that she's leaving behind her career as a pop star in order to pursue life as an actress. The film conveys her dual nature as both a pop star and as a regular person, cleverly shown in the film's opening moments as we cut back and forth between an energetic pop sequence of her performing on stage and simple, quiet, nearly mundane shots of her picking up groceries and living out her day-to-day life. As a pop star, she's constantly bombarded by screaming fans and press, but it's in the scenes by herself that we start to understand who...
This shit, like, all jokes aside, oh my, this actually makes me want to watch a movie again. It actually makes me want to watch the movie again, bro. Shout out to this dude I found that came across my stream one time, bro. For real, because he literally said, bro, he suggested this movie. I was just watching animes. I was watching Bleach a lot at this time. I was watching I was watching a lot of rom-coms. I was watching a lot of shoujin. Bro, he said, watch Perfect Blue. I hope you never heard of this, John. I literally took a screenshot or a photo of like the enemies that he sent me. Bro, this is the first one that he really said, like, you should really watch this one. So I went to go watch it. Amazing. Shout out to that man for putting me on, bro. And I think he might be younger than me. That boy did his thing, and he be drawing too. That boy tough, bro.
Who she actually is. Which is why, towards the start of the movie, we get a nearly 4-minute long unbroken sequence of just Mima by herself in her apartment. And I love this scene. Look at the detail that's gone into Mima's environments. The stuffed animals, the fish tank, the posters, the PlayStation under her TV. While not saying anything directly about her, it does convey that she's a real person with a real home.
I was finna say, like, she just seemed like a normal person. Like, obviously, when you're living alone, everything gonna seem like a little bit more lonely, you know? But she's a real person at the end of the day. So, you seeing that, it's like, oh, shit. Like, you getting a little bit more feel with this character. That's another thing that I like about Evangelion and Perfect Blue. Even though it's, like, different in the two aspects, when it comes to psychologically, bro, it literally attaches you to a person. Even though Evangelion has people fight with robots, you still see how Rei lived by herself, how she's bleeding everywhere, how some people really have to go fight for their lives, while as others like Asuka and Shinji, yeah, I lost his name real quick. How Asuka and Shinji are just able to fool around, have fun, laugh, joke around, live with each other. It's like a different kind of love and vibe compared with these kids. So you see how Shinji needed that love, and how that love in the anime, the show, like helped him get over that psychological trauma. Okay, we gonna keep it pushing though.
Seeing her in her environment like this creates a level of subtle intimacy and familiarity with the character, as it all has such a personal, lived-in feel to it, which not only serves as a great setup for one of the most disturbing and unsettling scares later on, but also gives us a distinct sense of familiarity with who Mima is, which means that when the film eventually starts to warp that identity, it feels all the more wrong. This isn't the only instance of Coen using environment to convey Mima's character. In the beginning of the film, there's nearly a washed-out plain look to a lot of Mima's surroundings. Any warm colours or tones are restrained and comforting, but as Mima's story grows progressively darker, the colours in her environment grow harsher and more saturated, to the point that they become overpowering, bathing her in deeply intense hues, like the strikingly lit strip club scene later on.
No. This is what I was talking about. This is the scene I could not get over, my nigga. Hey, hope you don't. Oh nah, we ain't displaying none of that, twin. I ain't gonna lie. We gonna finish this vid. Shout out to you for doing the. If y'all actually want to see what happened, go watch the movie or go watch this video by all means. Shout out to the people that's actually been putting out these videos. I hope I showed their name long enough so that y'all can actually go see it, type it down or whatever. If that's not the case, then I'll probably try to find it, put it in my bio. I have my bio, my description. Bro, this shit is terrifying. Like, you see the color changes, how everything became more rough. A lot of artists use red to represent violence. Other artists may use it to represent somebody coming, or like the direction that the story is heading. It's kind of like how games use red to show you like where to go or how to go. It's like that. So seeing how much more saturated the colors are being, and how basically she's being more pale as time goes on, it shows you how much of the mental fright she's having and how much is getting her out of her character. All from just her switching from an idol to a actor. And because so many people told her, traitor, that really got to her head. I'm really finna rewatch this shit. This shit is fucking amazing. Oh my god.
Before he moves on, Mima's life continues to spin out of control. Scenes start to bleed together and locations swim. Scenes that seem to take place in Mima's personal everyday life are revealed to be part of her double-bind TV show, and as the tension of the film ramps up, these cuts grow increasingly more jarring, with Mima herself unable to keep track of what version of her reality she's in. It actually makes for quite a disorientating third quarter of the movie, and while I'm sure many people will come away with their own take on what's happening here, I think trying to figure it out is in itself missing the points. Perfect Blue is not a puzzle to be solved, but a story to be experienced, begin to blur, and Mima's life spirals into a whirlwind of disembodied events and strange otherworldly characters, all the while knowing that somewhere in this mishmash of realities, a very real danger lies. The most direct form this danger takes is with the infamous stalker character, Mr. Mimane, a character with only a couple of words of dialogue throughout the entire movie, and yet still someone who is so intensely frightening and memorable. He starts the film as a Mimurin superfan, where he's helping out at the Cham concert, and it's here we get one of my favourite shots in all of cinema, as he holds the image of Mima directly in his hand. And in this single 3-second cut, Coen represents everything we need to know about this character and how he sees Mima. What's truly bizarre about Mr. Mimane's character now, though, is that this same scenario actually played out in reality during the production of Perfect.
This is the thing that I searched up when I was watching the movie. Something like this actually happened to an idol. She's still alive. Thank God. But yeah.
Perfect Blue. In 1995, Cohn and crew began working on adapting the original novel, Perfect Blue, A Complete Metamorphosis. And a year later was the case of the infamous Bjork stalker, Ricardo Lopez, a man who became obsessed with the singer Bjork, and chronicles through videotapes his extreme disillusionment in learning that Bjork's personal life and romantic relationships didn't align with his perception of who the singer was. He created an elaborate scheme to send Bjork a package rigged with sulfuric acid with the intent on killing her, at which point he would commit suicide so that they could be together in the afterlife.
Yo, this motherfucker is sick in the noggin. Look, he was willing to kill himself once news broke out of her death. I think or was he trying to do it before her death? I don't know what happened, but she didn't die, but the package made it to her. Oh, no.
Thankfully, the package was intercepted by police.
Okay. So this is the lady right here.
No harm came to the singer, unlike Lopez, who was found dead in his apartment. The final tapes of him are haunting. The reason I bring this up is because this was a real case that actually happened. It's unlikely that Cohn and his crew ever heard about it, as it only came to global prominence recently after doing the rounds on various horror and creepypasta.
What the fuck? Bro, I can't hear about no story like that and just like, oh, that's cool. I just can't. Now my detective knowledge want to go off and I want to investigate all this. I want to type up.
Channels, but the parallels between it and the story of
sorry, but now I want to type up and search all these things because I want to find out what makes somebody like him so deranged like that and what pushed him to that border, because that is actually not okay. Like, that's not sane. So he was willing to, thank God it was intercepted. I was talking about another case. I didn't know he was talking about that case. It was another case going on with another idol where she was across in Japan. I don't know where that case was handed at. But the lady was held in Japan and she got stabbed multiple times, badly injured, while the person that did it was arrested, graciously, thank God. And then everything just got better for her, and I hope it stays like that for the rest of her life, because that's a traumatic experience and you don't want to have to deal with that. Holy fuck, bro. I actually want to go back and rewatch this. What the fuck? I never heard. Actually, I did. That fat bitch. I'm sorry.
Played out in reality during the production of Perfect Blue. In 1995, Cohn and crew began working on adapting the original novel, Perfect Blue, A Complete Metamorphosis. And a year later was the case of the infamous Bjork stalker, Ricardo
Yes, I have.
Lopez.
If y'all did not know, I was originally going to be a forensic scientist. Forensic scientists look up on old cases like this all the time. So I was in school, basically looking up cases. These are one of the cases that I think my teacher put me on, or maybe I just did it on myself. I got so infatuated with it that I was willing to learn and burn that knowledge into my brain. This is one of the cases that mortified me.
Man who became obsessed with the singer Bjork, and chronicles through videotapes his extreme disillusionment in learning that Bjork's personal life and romantic relationships didn't align with his perception of who the singer was. He created an elaborate scheme to send Bjork a package rigged with sulfuric acid with the intent on killing her, at which point he would commit suicide so that they could be together in the afterlife. Thankfully, the package was intercepted by police and no harm came to the singer, unlike Lopez, who was found dead in his apartment. The final tapes of him are haunting.
Okay, another thing I did want to say is, imagine, this is Evangelion. Back to Evangelion, real quick. He his dad overrided his own fucking suit to almost make him kill his homeboy, because his homeboy got infested with a fucking angel in his system because they didn't take care of what was happening. And you mortified, you scared your son like that, bro. You terrified him, which made him lose trust in the company and made him change his whole mental mindset again. How do you do that? Nigga putting the mission above his kid. I understand that, and I really do. Like, I really do, because he was the only one that could handle that at that point in time. But come on, dog. You gotta tell him.
The reason I bring this up is because this was a real case that actually happened. It's unlikely that Cohen and his crew ever heard about it, as it only came to global prominence recently after doing the rounds on various horror and creepypasta channels, but the parallels between it and the story of Perfect Blue are bizarre and horrifying, and show that what Cohen was trying to say, that the damage that can occur when we lose track of where a person starts and an avatar ends, was a very real thing. Is a micro-celebrity. Everyone has a tiny online following, meaning that the horror conveyed by Perfect Blue is infinitely more relevant today than when it was created. Because now, everyone is an audience, and everyone is a performer.
Okay, we done with this fucking video. This video started to like creep me out. I love y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed. That was some cool ass shit. No, I ain't gonna lie.